tonight wasn't just a 3D experience, it was a 4D experience for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. So what's this movie about? Pretty simple premise. We are looking at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a 2022-2023 world where they actually are teenagers. And of course, we have Superfly, the bad guy. We have Splinter. We have Rocksteady, Bebop, and a bunch of other characters, as well as April O'Neil as someone different this time. So, do I like this movie? I thought it was a okay, pretty good movie. I can kind of dig it. If I have to watch this or Spider-Man, I would honestly watch this instead. To me, Spider-Man Across the Universe is so mid. Call me fucking crazy, but I think TMNT is a little bit better movie, even though I don't understand all the references. And on the teenage talk, like Rizz, and I don't listen to Drake because I think Drake sucks, and you have all these other like Adele references and Avengers Endgame references. It's like this movie relies on so much out of body references that if you don't, you're not going to understand all of this movie. But let's talk about the positives. Either you're going to like the animation or don't. At first, I didn't like the animation, and it finally grew on me. Something about these people characters were like the faces were sideways, and it looked like they were talking like this half the time. And I was like, that's kind of getting annoying. And then the depths of their mouth, like it's just a black, kind of like you want to put a cardboard thing in their mouth, so there's like no depth in their mouth. That kind of bothered me on some scenes, but we're talking about the positives. But when you continue on throughout like the action set pieces, it truly comes out better with the animation. I do think the voice acting overall is pretty good. I think the teenagers, the real life teenagers, I'm pretty sure in this movie do a great job riffing on each other in this story. And I think that's a very strong suit. Also having Jackie Chan as Splinter is kind of ingenious because there is a Splinters fight that looks like, I wouldn't be surprised if Jackie Chan actually choreographed that fight in like storyboard. And they brought that storyboard to real life because they used stuff he would use in a lot of his older films. And then let's talk about the 3D and 4DX experience. 3D, to me, wasn't the greatest for this one. There wasn't a lot of pop out. Yeah, there were some like depth things where like, okay, that's a little bit more in depth. Like, okay, that's the background, that's Teenage Turtles. And I would do this sometimes, and you could tell by the blurriness. The blurriness wasn't that bad in this movie whatsoever. So when watch this in 3D, I don't know if it's the animation style or just how they wanted to do it. The 3D was very mid in my opinion. What wasn't mid was the 4D experience. What I mean by that, the scent, the movement of the chairs. There's a lot of moving parts in this movie, especially a lot of the battle sequences, and the chairs moved. And I think it was more fun watching the kids and adults kind of react to the chairs like, oh my God, this is like a mini roller coaster. And a kid behind me is like, where's the seatbelt? It's like on some scenes you're thinking, oh, I do need a seatbelt because it's that game that rough overall. Yeah, Ice Cube, great voice job as well. But it's a fun movie. It really is a fun movie. It puts a smile on my face. There were some good jokes. But I think the main negative, like I said, I already talked about the animation, that it was somewhat good to me, but it was you having to know the knowledge of what teenagers think. And I understand that whatsoever as a person who's in their 30s. I don't have TikTok, so I don't know that TikTok crowd. I've never done the challenges, and I'm just not into this new hip like Rizz and what some of these songs are. Like they brought up Drake. I don't really listen to Drake. Adele, I don't listen to Adele. I listen to like Slipknot. I listen to freaking Fame on Fire. I listen to Ice Nine Kills. So every reference they're talking about music really went over my head. All these new hip words, a lot of it went over my head. I didn't know a lot of the pop culture references. Like I said, they brought up Avengers Endgame. They brought up other movies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. They brought up other stuff where you're like, okay, I understand that reference because I understand that part of it, like Attack on Titan. Like a lot of adults that bring their kids to this are probably like, what is Attack on Titan? And I think that could be a positive or a negative because people are like, oh, what's Attack on Titan? Because there's a huge Attack on Titan reference in this movie. And if you're an adult and you don't understand what they're trying to go for, you don't understand the inside joke of it. So this movie relies on you to know a lot of stuff outside the movie to get the jokes inside the movie. And that could be a huge negative for some. For me, it was for some stuff and it wasn't for others. But overall, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem could have been a flop. Anytime it says permanent teenager Seth Rogen, I used to like his movies like Pineapple Express, super bad. When he was starting to get to now, what he's doing the past 5 years and what he's been saying on Twitter, it's kind of irks me what he talks about. But it is what it is on that level. But I do think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is a fun time. Kids will enjoy it. It truly is for that teenage crowd that, is in the teenage years of 2000s, or not 2000s, 2020s and beyond. So it is for them. For me, though, I really did enjoy myself, and I do see me buying this one for sure. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 80%. And again, 3D, mid, in my opinion. The 4DX, though, was really, really crazy experience. We'll see the critics' news scores gave this one. So our critics a 96%, which I think is higher than Spider-Man, actually. Audience score 93% with over 500. Critic consensus. With its unique visual style and a story that captures the essence of a franchise's appeal, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is an animated treat for the whole family. I'm going to have to agree. Now I'm curious, what is Spider-Man? So 96 and 93. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is better with the critics than Spider-Man. Audience score is 1 and 1. So it's pretty dead even. So expect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to get nominated for an Oscar. Will it win the Oscar? We will find out, actually. Probably not, though, just because of the box office appeal of Spider-Man. But maybe because Spider-Man won it before, maybe they'll give it to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, 96, 93, 80. Chase Hawk with Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't think Futon Toby, you Futons think what's a great day now. Can watch this today, tomorrow, week from now, month from now, year from now. I love every single one of you. Did you see this in 3D? Was it a pop-out effect for you? Maybe it's just because of the 4D experience, but it was there, but it wasn't needed.